Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Street Fighter V. The Shadow Falls. That is the name of this story mode, I know, because I looked it up to see whether it was worth trying to finish the story mode in the last video. I guess I'll look up Chun-Li's moves. We haven't played as her very much in this... Oh, that's right, she has her god-awful fireball that they decided she had to have one in, like, Street Fighter Alpha something. Or maybe it was Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition Turbo Hyper Fighting. The Next Glory. Might have been when she gets it. Either way. You got Hayakuretsuyaku. I think that's just her she kicks a lot move. Spinning Bird Kick. And Kishosho. And I think she... Does she have that unique attack where she's in the air? The... She had a damn useful attack. Yeah, down with M. That was a good attack in Street Fighter 2. I don't know how good it is in these games. And if we can get to where it's a good idea, we'll use double fireball with kick. I kind of wish you would shut up. You're right. He did already lose. The guy got thrown off a cliff to his death. Oh, you would be blocking it, jerk. I finally get a chance to play as Chun-Li, and I can't even win on the first try. She was my favorite character way back in the day. Yeah, I mean, what the fuck? I'm trying for a spazzy out attack because it's like her best move, but it just leads to me getting hit with like an 800 hit combo. The spinning bird kick is kind of useless in this game, it looks like. If you're going to do it on an enemy who's not open, you should expect to get punished for it, but... How did that hit her? She hadn't even landed yet. I was actually specifically, knowing he was going for that move, trying to block there. You really hurt me there, lady. Oh, I didn't get to do my super. Oh, at least I finally freaking won. Jeez. You know when you're, like, trying really hard at a fighting game, you mash your thumb into the control pad harder, as though that's going to help? I'm actually starting to feel that, at least. I can feel something in my hands if I just rub my thumb raw, clumsily trying to execute supers. I think, I believe that's the end of Fang, which is ridiculous. She just kicked him a bunch of times. He had been dropped off a great height into lava of some kind, or it's energy stuff. Now he just needed to be kicked.
I had expected. You are the one who comes to me in all this chaos.
You are the main character of the series, after all.
You had the power to actually defeat that beast. Now show it to me.
What beast? Oh, you mean the beast I've already defeated? Any side story that never really got explained?
This is the power to push forward.
Through you.
Power is just power.
Unless it's psycho power, then it's all purple and glowy.
Power leads to conflict. And that conflict leads to the ultimate battle.
Which leads to power. It's kind of
Now is the
circular.
time.
You really think this is the ultimate battle, Bison? I guess we're pitching it as the ultimate battle, but come on.
I have waited for this.
Well, this is our Ryu strategy, and it usually works. I didn't even mean to do that. I might as well hit this now. Ow, my perfect is wrecked. I guess I should just be happy that I'm winning. Because that could change at any time. I think if I start hitting the kick button when I'm trying for fireballs. Is that the uppercut to the fucking chest you were seeking? Don't hesitate. Continue beating me up, even though I'm already defeated. That was Bison saying, don't hesitate after he'd already lost, right? I mean, that wasn't in my mind. I guess it was in the sense that my ears heard it and it projected the information in my mind, but... Alright, so Bison's defeated forever, I'm sure. No way he's coming back in any game set after this.
We're not done.
If this is meant to be the end for him, it's really not as climactic as some of the battles they set up in other games in the series. Isn't the alpha games, like, literally the world ends if you defeat him, you don't even get to continue, or if he defeats you, you don't even get to continue because he has, like, a death satellite or something? That's Alpha 3. Oh man, I got blue flames. That's not part of my psycho power. I guess I'm shattering. Was I some kind of crystal? Congratulations, you won. And he's not even defeated? Chun-Li couldn't even do that, right? Why does this guy like Bison anyway? I mean, in his little backstory thing, we found out that Bison killed all of his fellow assassins. I guess for sparing him, but whatever.
Ryu, this place is about to...
Dot, dot, dot. Should we defeat Fang in case he comes back to cause more... Nah. At least she's thinking about... No, she's thinking about Bison's hat. I really should have retained that. It's probably worth something on eBay. The hat is the actual talisman that holds Bison's power, you see. It's like at the end of that season of Doctor Who where the Master came back and like there was like a ring that like his essence had gone into the ring somehow, and then like this evil, mysterious person brought him back. Maybe I should have tacked this on to the end of the last video after all. I thought there was a little more left than this. Oh yeah, let the woman carry the person who needs to be rescued. You two big brawny men. You just let me do it. No problem. And Chun-Li always was slow. Oh, he's gonna like use a super Hadouken to destroy Chun-Li and the little girl. Oh, it's a speed you up fireball. There's no indication at all that it went around her. It's just that he channeled his... I guess he channeled his energy so that it bypassed her. Yeah, I'm sure that wasn't you trying to kill me, Ryu. I mean, I'm sure it wasn't, right? Yeah, it's not like I was trying to kill you and messed up. No way. I'm getting a little teary-eyed now. I'm pretty sure this is going to be the end of our Street Fighter V LP, and I kept thinking it was about to get really good. I mean, the game, not the story. Jeez. They may continue doing new DLC characters, but I don't think they're going to do another like central story. It's a game that's trying to make its money dead or alive style by selling DLC and trying to get like an online community going, which I guess that's the model you got to take for this kind of game now, but I guess we're in this story still. And then the final climactic battle, Aramika versus Ibuki. There's dolls at various levels of story. But Balrog was apparently hanging around this whole time, but we didn't notice. I suppose I should have been involved in the climactic battle. If Bison's dead, I guess I'll just go back to bullfighting. And the nobility of Micah. Standing there watching the explosion and making the whole story really come together. Was that little kid clipping through Chun-Li's body in that one brief shot, or am I crazy? I was about to say, who was that? I thought it was Birdie for a second. But Birdie apparently is like, oh, I'm excited to see my friend survive, even though I don't know we'll have personal connections with any of the people emerging from these flames. I guess I kind of know Ryu. He beat the hell out of me many years ago in Street Fighter 1. Was he even meant to know any of these other people? He's the most Mad Gear gang of all the characters who are not actually from that game that had Mad Gear in it. I don't even want to claim to know what it's a Final Fight. I was about to say Streets of Rage and piss off Grimmeth, but it is Final Fight. And again, I remember because there is a game called Final Fight Guy.
Who would call now just when I finally get to relax?
Oh, it's my friend. They're not dead, huh?
Hello, who is it?
It's weird, the Russian lady. It is weird, Russian lady.
If you're listening to this message,
Oh, never
you
mind.
have successfully stopped the moon.
Oh, it must be Sailor Mars. She hates the moons.
I just wanted to do something cool like this at least once.
You mean leave a voicemail? It's not that cool.
Please no. I always believed you would stop it. After all, you are Rashid of the turbulent wind.
Oh, and thank you for getting me out of trouble before. I guess you had a big hang-up that I didn't say thanks. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.
I have to go now, Rashid. One last thing. Please enjoy the rest of your life.
Sorry I'm dead. Bye! Again, we're going to play some alpha game set before this where she's alive and is all... She has a modified version of his moveset. That's basically what Charlie is. A modified version of Guile they threw into an alpha game.
Now, you never said anything like that to me before.
Well, you know, I figured I'd save it for when I was dead. The bodyguard's like, Master, I really wish I could help you more, but I'm not playable, you see.
Well, time to go.
Do the Mario. Do 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 just like that. Do. And then, of course, if Bobo's listening, you know exactly what series of physical actions using his legs and arms to balance Mario takes at the end of the song. There you go, credits. I believe there is a post-credit bit, but I might have been misreading the fact. So, of course, it ends with Ryu versus Bison, but damn, that didn't feel any more intense than any other fight.
Shadaloo has been destroyed.
Post-credit scene, oh my god.
The one who defeated Bison.
Wasn't the one who was supposed to, what the hell?
The ending is slightly different from the text written in the ancient prophecy.
It's because of you.
Could it be an inconsequential error? Alone in the endless expanse of time? Perhaps.
Or perhaps the prophecy that some big, weird, half-red, half-blue guy will rule the universe is wrong.
The world is destined to be ashen and barren.
Oh, really? Is the world stand too close to radiation, or?
Between regeneration and destruction must be restored.
Oh, so you're a Hindu god.
So, you mean...
Don't second guess me. I'm a big half-red, half-blue Jesus man.
Come and follow me, Colleen.
I'll use my power to turn you into a businesswoman, I guess. I just changed your clothes, basically. Who am I kidding? But I changed your clothes using ice power. So that was the promise of the... Oh, let's see. They've got the... Yeah, they always list the Japanese ones. I guess I shouldn't complain. You do have the ability to hear Japanese voice acting in this game. It's not like one of those Balrog slash M. Bison. Well, then who's M. Bison slash Balrog? There's Liam O'Brien. Somebody already pointed him out in the comments section. But, oh, never mind. Balrog slash M. Bison. Maybe they did get the same guy to voice act both of those. Because otherwise, they would have had to have a credit that said Balrog slash M. Bison and another credit that said M. Bison slash Balrog, since, I always thought those two characters got their names reversed from English to Japanese, but apparently American Balrog is Vega. No, he's M. Bison in Japan, and they changed it so Mike Tyson wouldn't sue. But American M. Bison is actually Vega, and then American Vega was actually Balrog. Whatever. I don't care. Don't even bother to tell me. But yeah, so the plot of Street Fighter 3, to the extent that it has one, because it's not a plot-heavy game, it's a fighting game. But the plot of Street Fighter 3 is that there's some weird group of robed guys who are supposed to be the, oh man, I'm drawing a blank on the name of the Illuminati. Yeah, they're supposed to be the Illuminati. And they have created a messiah who is this giant, weird, half-red, half-blue guy in a diaper. And that's basically the plot of the game. You defeat. It's not really clear that he's, like, evil or not. You just defeat him. And then you get your ending. So, for Chun-Li, her ending is she decides that she's going to work with kids. I would imagine if you're Ryu, your ending is you continue to wander around training because you don't have a life, etc. And I guess the promise of this game, that what's pitched to Street Fighter fans, is that it would bridge the gap between Street Fighter 4 and Street Fighter 3, because in terms of when they are set, Street Fighter 3 jumped ahead of Street Fighter 2 and introduced all this new stuff, and I guess it never really became as popular as Street Fighter 2, obviously. So when they made Street Fighter 4, they decided to go back, and they kind of ignored Street Fighter 3, and now this game is like, oh no, Street Fighter 4 takes place after Street Fighter 2, but Street Fighter 3 is still canon, and we're going to bridge the gap, so it's always dangerous when you start worrying too much about story canon of these things, but if what this game promised to do was bridge the gap, it happened, and it happened in the form of the main guy from Street Fighter 3 shows up at the end of this game. Huzzah. And that's it. I don't think there's a lot of point in me recording myself playing through arcade mode when it just has these little still screens with text that kind of recreates the endings of the other games. I mean, there's not a whole lot of point to that. So we're kind of done. Except that there's a post-credit battle, I think. One last chance to beat up Ken. Unless it's a chance to beat up Ryu. Taking us full circle to the training mode at the beginning.
Thank you for waiting.
Now go home and be a family. Oh, I'm sorry, that's Guile.
You still haven't changed at all.
You're still boring as hell.
Now, why don't you show me the answer? The one you've been long searching for.
It's 42. And I'm not 100% sure which one I'm playing as.
Let's begin.
I figured it was probably you, but... I don't really want to lose this one, because I'll feel kind of silly. I thought I was going to Shrike, and you actually... Luckily, I was reading the wrong... That's all. Did he just say, I lose everything? And wasn't the Ryu voice and not the Ken voice that I thought I heard saying that? Yeah, you're no Bison, pal. I guess there was an earlier battle where Ken won, so we had to have him and his dumbass yellow, blonde hair with black eyebrows get defeated here. Hey, could you give that back when you regain consciousness, if you ever do? Thanks. Go home and raise your kid, you big wuss. I'm gonna be a manly man.
I guess you won't be needing this anymore, huh?
Your forehead no longer sweats. Give it back, bitch.
There is no end on the road of fighting. I know. I still need this.
My forehead still sweats.
I see.
I don't have your big black eyebrows to absorb it. I have little black eyebrows. Then they have a scene where they call Captain Marvel before they fade from existence. I might be thinking of something else. But I think that's well and truly it. I think that's it for Street Fighter V Story Mode. If you bought the game, it was a free download. Costume settings will now be reflected in the general story. Cool. But yeah, that's it. That's the story. And I don't think any new character stories have materialized. And, that being the case, I do believe we're done with this game for LP purposes. The only thing I can think of that I could do solo would be to play through arcade mode. And it's a series of fights with no story stuff. This is a series of fights, and I've already proven I'm not that great at the game. The one fight that I got to, like in the arcade mode, I haven't had any trouble at all, although the neuropathy has been getting worse. The only time I was having trouble was when I tried to play through the Street Fighter 3 arcade mode, because that's the only Street Fighter game that I had no familiarity with. And I couldn't beat Gil at the end, but one of the reasons I couldn't beat him is the fucking... like, when you lose and continue, it's like, it takes forever to get back into the fight. It's really irritating. And part of that is they have this freaking, like, advertisement during the load screen for... Fighting EX there, unlocked now an extra I think it's a costume, not a character. But they have, they basically have an advertisement for freaking tournaments. It's the same picture here of Chun-Li and Ryu, but it's an advertisement for some online tournament or something. And so I only like tried 2 or 3 times, or maybe it was 3 or 4, honestly. But I only tried a couple of times against Gil. I didn't know his moves. I kept, like, if I left myself open, I would get comboed and lose half of my life. It was the kind of thing where it was going to take me a while to beat it, but it didn't seem like it was unbeatable. Although I guess he has a resurrect move that he uses in Street Fighter 3. I don't know if it's in this game or not. But yeah, what I'm getting at is it didn't seem like it was undoable. I was annoyed at the load times. It was frustrating, and I accidentally quit because I switched my input on my TV to watch something on YouTube, intending to come back and realize that it had gone to the countdown when I didn't realize it would, and I lost. And then it didn't go back through. And that's it. Like, you know, I'd be more inclined to frickin' play Street Fighter 2 on, like, Xbox Live Arcade or something than more of this, most likely. But I'm not really up for that either. So I think we've had all of the Street Fighter we're going to have for a while. Actually, if I'm going to do more Street Fighter, the most likely thing would be to either see if there's a Street Fighter 3 or home port that I can get a hold of, like, you know, any system that it's available for, and check it out out of curiosity. Or possibly Street Fighter 4, because I do remember having enjoyed Street Fighter 4 when I played it. And it plays more like the traditional Street Fighter. You have a series of random arcade matches, and then there's at least one mid-boss fight who's always the same and has dialogue depending on your character. And then you fight a boss at the end, Seth, who I don't think people like very much. He's kind of lame. He's actually like a rip-off of Gigas from World Heroes, if you can believe it. But anyway, things have come full circle once the lower tier SNK fighting games are being ripped off by Street Fighter. And with that, I will leave you. And when we come back next time, we won't come back next time. Not in this series, I don't think. It's not impossible. Something will pop up. More likely, I'll be playing something else the next time you see me. So let's find out what that'll be together. And let's all relish the fact that Chun-Li got to at least win one fight in this whole thing. Even if, again, the villain she defeated is like, okay, seconds later and not defeated. Bye-bye, guys.